following is a Golf Channel presentation of the LPGA Tour.
It's Championship Sunday, and 5 players start the day with a share of the lead. Slowed by back trouble in recent weeks, Dottie Pepper has come back from a 2-month absence and has managed to stay atop the leaderboard all week. Donna Andrews has also been plagued by injuries, and though she hasn't had a top 10 in more than a year, she's right there in position for her 7th career title. Last year's Rookie of the Year, Mi Hyun Kim, has done everything but win in 2000. Top 5 finishes in her last 3 events, and now looking for her 3rd victory in 2 seasons. Annika Sorenstam and winning have become well acquainted, and now Annika is poised to match Kari Webb's total of 6 wins in 2000. But the biggest surprise of the week could become the biggest shocker in LPGA history. 14-year-old amateur Ari Juan Glukiat is 18 holes away from becoming the youngest winner in this tour's history by 4 years. The sky's the limit on another Championship Sunday. The Golf Channel proudly presents the LPGA Tour, celebrating its 50th anniversary. We're in Portland, Oregon for live final round coverage of the Safeway LPGA Golf Championship. It's been a wonderful summer of golf in Portland. The U.S. Junior Amateur, Boys and Girls Division, the U.S. Women's Amateur, and now on this first weekend of fall, the conclusion of the Safeway LPGA Golf Championship, which is the 6th in our 7-event series, the Villages Series. There is your leaderboard after 36 holes of this 3-round, 54-hole event, a 5-way tie going into the final round. Take a look at some of the action from earlier today. Charlotte here. Playing conditions for today: perfect temperature, low humidity, and the wind beginning to pick up a bit. Not as bad as the 30-mile-an-hour gusts on Friday, but still something to contend with as the afternoon wears on. Hello, everyone. Grant Boone along with 4-time winner of this event, Donna Caponi. Kind of like a double coupon day here at the Safeway. We've got a tournament to decide, as well as the final standings for the Solheim Cup for the American team. And Donna, with so much on the line, it has the feel of a major championship, and certainly with the course and the conditions the way they've been this week, it has the feel of almost like a U.S. Open.
Well, the players are always very complimentary of this beautiful golf course. In fact, they'd love to take these greens week to week to week. They're fast, but they're good. Yes, the greens are firm, and when the players throw a shot in there, we're going to see a lot of golf balls bounce over the green. You know, advantage is going out early, shooting a low number early, but it is a spectacular golf course. 20 under is not going to win ever on this golf course. I'm a little surprised, although 4 under par right now with McGuire leading. Good score and good playing out there.
Let's take a look at some more of the action from early. conditions, and you look at Marnie McGuire, a straight hitter, and you better be playing from the fairways on this kind of a golf course.
Well, Marnie McGuire quit for 4 months this year. She said, I wasn't enjoying myself. I was not having a good time. I just didn't want to be here. I didn't want to play golf. Went home to New Zealand, and she said she didn't touch a club. She said, I just hung out, went to the beach. I just had fun and got away. She says, I was just an emotional wreck. And saw a sports psychologist, came back to the States, saw a sports psychologist down in Sarasota, and she said she got me back on track to where now I want to be here again. She says, I'm putting the fun back in the game. She says, everybody needs to take a break. And she was just, let's say it, she's brain dead. And that can happen out here week after week after week. And it's not a surprise, because in talking to her this morning, she had all this confidence and this calm about her that was terrific.
Well, she is right now in the catbird seat, a 3-shot lead with roughly 9 as she looks for a very impressive victory. We told you all week about the Solheim Cup, this being the final event for American players to earn points. Let's show you the standings of the 8 players in contention for the final 2 spots. You look at Beth Daniel, she needs a 6th place finish or better. She's currently tied for 5th. But Donna, one thing to keep in mind, though you're looking at players like Christy Kerr tied for 18th, Becky Iverson tied for 25th, so many players bunched up together, a birdie or 2, and you can jump a whole lot of players in a hurry on this type of course.
Especially as demanding as it is out there. And these greens, with the wind picking up a little bit, are going to get firmer. So the players that are out there early can post a low number and sit in the clubhouse, because I will guarantee you the scores are probably going to go up more than they're going to go under.
All right. We will keep you apprised of the Solheim Cup standings as we go on throughout the broadcast today. And we will have the Solheim Cup Captain's Pick special 30 minutes following our broadcast as we see Beth Daniel on the 14th hole, her 3rd shot, having punched out and has that left for par.
Oh, I see your hole.
Well, one of the great stories so far this week has been the appearance of Ari and Nari Wanglukiat, the 14-year-old twins from Thailand who now live in Bradenton, Florida. A little bit of controversy perhaps so late in the year, them getting sponsors exemptions, but Ari certainly has made the most. She began the day with a share of the lead, and as we welcome in our on-course commentators, Kay Cockrell and Laura Ball, ladies, 3 U.S. women's amateur titles between you. You know a thing or two about being good as an amateur. Kay, this really is special, isn't it?
Well, one thing, I don't have anything. I can't relate to Ari or Nari at all, because at age 14, I was just starting this game. I was barely breaking 90. I didn't become a top amateur player until I was in my 20s in college. But on the flip side, Laura Baugh, she was a hot shot as a teenager. In fact, she won the U.S. Am at age 16. So, Laura, you can relate somewhat to what Ari and Nari are going through right now.
In some facets, I can. I mean, this is probably a record they're going to break. My 16 years old to win the women's amateur, and you know, they're set on that. I'm sure that's one of the records in their books. But you know, I think as long as they're able to enjoy their teenage years, and I think golf teaches you a lot of discipline. I think it's a great sport, whatever age you are. But you know, you've got to remember to enjoy your teenage years also.
You also had the experience of playing in professional tournaments as an amateur. What are these girls going through, and what are they learning from this experience?
Well, I felt invincible when I was 14. I mean, I played with Donna Capone, I played with Joanne Carner and Judy Rankin, and you know, you feel like you win a lot of junior tournaments. So because they're a professional tournament or a big tournament, you feel like you can win those too.
Well, Ari's certainly playing with a lot of confidence. It's going to be fun to watch her play today.
Ladies, thanks. We'll look forward to your commentary throughout the afternoon. Ari is off to another rough start. Began the day tied for the lead, 3 over for the day, plus 2 overall, 7 shots off the lead. 30 players tied for the lead beginning the day. McGuire now with a 3-shot lead.
The Golf Channel's presentation of the Safeway LPGA Golf Championship is brought to you by Nike Tour Accuracy Golf Balls. It's time to change. By Cleveland Golf, not just wedges anymore. By Subaru. Visit us online at Subaru.com to see the full line of Subaru all-wheel drive vehicles. And by Ping. New custom-fit Ping i3 irons and fairway woods. Ping, like no other club in the world.
Back live in Portland at the par 4 11th, and our leader by 1 has a chance to open up a 2-shot lead.
is for birdie 3 on this 11th hole, par 4. This putt breaks right to left. Really straightforward. She sees this putt. Just hit it where she wants to. Oh. You know, she hit her drive perfect. She hit a great second shot.
They don't all go in, do they?
No? No.
Just a second ago, Dottie Pepper's third.
Another run-up shot here, straight uphill. Needs to get the speed right.
Come on, go, go, go.
That'll leave her an uphill putt, but that's what you want here on this hole. If it doesn't go in other words.
To the par 3 13th, Marnie McGuire this season gets it up and down from the bunker, statistically speaking, 39% of the time. So 4 out of every 10 times. Now, Donna, rate this, the scale of difficulty, 10 being the hardest bunker shot, 1 being the easiest. Given the tier there, you can't really see the ridge. Can you give us a telestrator look at where the ridge is and what she's...
Well, the ridge runs here.
So if she gets
and this is so firm in here and goes this way. And you see how it pitches down. So trying to put as much spin as possible on it, keep the ball on the green, is going to be pretty tough.
8, 9,
6. Oh, what a shot. That is a golf shot.
Shot of a winner, perhaps. That putt still, though, to stay 3 under.
She even liked it. Big smile on her face. She knew how tough that was going to be.
Third shot on the par 5 12th of Zhang Zhang, 2 off the lead.
Can't count this young lady out. She can play. Look at this shot.
Almost tied Mi Hyun Kim with that shot there. So 3.5, 4 feet up the hill for birdie to get to 3 under for Zhang Zhang. Saw the other ball on the green, that of Ari Wanglukiat. So Kim at 4 under, McGuire and Pepper at 3, Michelle McGann currently +1. And this for her par on the par 3 13th to stay 5 back. When you hit them that well, don't they?
They should go in.
They have no respect, these balls today. Try to give them a good home. Plays them right. So back-to-back disappointments for Michelle McGann. The 3 putt for par on the 10th. And now McGuire to stay 3 under.
Can't tell you what a great shot that was. When Marnie joined the LPGA Tour, I asked her why she'd played in Japan for 6 years, and she said, I just really didn't think my game was ready to come over here and play on the LPGA Tour. And she said, I just felt like if I stayed there and got some confidence and won some tournaments, which she did, won 5 times over there, and she really liked it. Then decided to go to qualifying school. Here she is.
Remember the 13th. Marnie McGuire facing in a nearly impossible up and down. Does so. Huge ramifications for her money-wise. Back to the action. A moment ago, Mi-Hyun Kim, tee shot of the par 5 12.
Breeze in the player's face. This one is hit so well into the wind. It ended up 258 yards.
She reached the 10th in 2. She'll have roughly 250 yards or so for her second shot as we see the Michelin. You've got a back at the Safeway. Tee shot on the par 3 13th just a second ago. Zhang within 1 now. Remember the pin up on the back tier. Right back there.
She has no fear.
She has no ID to buy alcohol. She's 20 years old. Well, it's been a big sporting weekend here in Oregon. The Ducks and the Beavers both won, although I'm calling for their victories to be stripped with those uniforms. Hideous. Look like they soaked them in the sludge in Crater Lake. Dottie Pepper, 12.
After an errant drive to the right, this is a punch out. This is her third shot from 189 yards. Fairway metal. Pin just on the front 9. 9 yards on the front.
Stayed up there, just pin high though.
And just before that, Mi-Hyun Kim's approach.
After a huge drive, she's got 236 yards to the pin. She can reach. It's just a little right of the pin.
Moment ago at the 11th, Annika.
Go, 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 go.
That was for birdie. She'll remain even par. Mi-Hyun Kim 4 under. Marnie McGuire, Zhang, and Dottie Pepper at -3. Ari Wanglukiet remains at +2 overall and 6 shots off the lead. Grant Boone and Donna Capone with you in our broadcast center here, and Donna, Portland has become quite the gateway to Asia, and it's kind of the reverse effect. Mi-Hyun Kim and Zhang right there, first and second this week.
It's amazing. You know, Kim said that this is an important year for her because she winning twice last year. She was so worried that everybody thought it was a big fluke. And she has played great this year but hasn't won. Now, Zhang has won 5 times in Korea. 20 years old. This is her rookie year over here, and I asked her if she's enjoyed it over here, and she said yes, tremendously. That she says the food is different and the travel is hard, but other than that, she enjoys playing over here.
Let's check in on Marnie McGuire on the par 4 14th. She has missed the fairway, had to punch out. Now her third shot. Remember, 1 shot back of Mi-Hyun Kim, who has a third shot of her own on the par 5 12th momentarily.
Beautiful.
Oh, 1 more hop.
That's going to be for par. Now back to 12 live, Mi-Hyun Kim.
Here's these shots she practices all the time, Donna.
Oh.
Landed it a little bit short, I think. I think she was trying to land it just a little bit further.
The Solheim Cup is such a huge story this week, and with play of the 8 contenders for the final 2 spots all but over, in fact it is over, we can tell you that barring a collapse of biblical proportions, it looks like the standings will stay the same. That means Brandy Burton, Betsy King, Beth Daniel, Kelly Keeney, Michelle McGann, all out of the top 10. And Donna Capone is breathing a sigh of relief that she's not Pat Bradley right now.
Yeah, and now I'm sure Pat has had all these different scenarios. What if, what if, what if? And I know she's watching the broadcast, watching how the players are playing. But, you know, it's a tough choice.
Who would you choose?
I don't know yet. Let me watch some more.
One thing Pat Bradley is glad to know is that Ari Wanglukiet was born in Thailand. She will not have to worry about picking Ari for that Solheim Cup team. The competition comes up in 2 weeks. Really interesting. This is the 6th Solheim Cup. Amazing the status and the stature that that competition has gained. And, of course, Golf Channel will have first-round coverage as we check in with Dottie. She'll be there in 2 weeks in Loch Lomond. But, Laura, more important things on her mind This
is her 4th shot on this par 5. Normally you want to putt for birdie on this hole. She's been working very hard as of late on some of these, getting these pars. I mean, she's missing a lot of greens.
Well, we talked about Dottie getting stung by a bee the first day. And it's taken, even till today, she still doesn't feel good. She's dizzy, she has a headache, she's allergic to bee stings, and her left hand was so swollen last night, she iced it. They tried to wrap it to see if they could get the swelling out of it. So she's not herself today.
Par 3 13th, Zhang Zhang from off the green for birdie. This for a share of the lead.
That's in the hole.
Surely not. Don't call me Shirley. Call me a co-leader. Zhang and Kim at 4 under par. And now Kim trying to go back up by 1.
She did leave her chip shot in the right position. If you had to putt from anywhere, it's uphill, a little left to right. Players left to right. Can be aggressive on this putt.
You know, Laura, Kim's nickname is Peanut, and Zhang is probably an inch shorter than Kim.
Well, if you're far away, it's hard, you get them confused.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And then you have Ari there. They all look the same. Little cute little things.
Ari, though, will, I think, get a lot taller with a 9.5 shoe that she wears right now.
Puberty will do that to you.
All right, this putt for birdie. To go 5 under for the tournament. Uphill, left to right.
Six holes to play, tie for the lead. Zhang and Kim at 4 under. McGuire and Pepper 1 back, pending Pepper's par putt. 14th hole, Monty McGuire. This is for par from off the green. Great save on 13, not as fortunate, and she drops back to 2 under. Now on the tee, Zhang Zhang, the new co-leader.
There you go. Perfect.
They liked it. Oh, and they should. Look at that ball take off and run.
Best finish, a tie for 5th at the Jamie Farr Classic. That's on the ladies tour. The American tour, I should say. Now Dottie.
Dottie for par on this par 5.
That bee sting, you can see the finger, actually it's her little finger, and it looks a little red still on her left hand. She showed me her hand, it's still very swollen.
Dottie not set. Here's a noise to the right behind the green.
She's got that look, doesn't she?
Boy, if she's not ready, she'll stare it down until whoever stops.
Bad time to have an attack of the hay fever.
Also had LASIK surgery done by Dr. Witten. A number of us have gone down to Bethesda, had it done early in the year.
That hurt. Bogey on this par 5 is not good.
Stand, please.
Set up by the tee shot.
This is a golf course that really all starts from the tee. You've got to keep the ball in play off the tee to be able to approach these firm greens. If you're coming at them from the rough, it's so hard to get the ball close.
Yeah, and as you said, it's not the length of the rough that's the problem. It's the fact that you can't stop it.
Correct.
Bogey 6 for Pepper. She drops back to 2 off the lead. Zhang and Kim setting the pace in Portland. McGuire's also going to go back to 2.
Sure.
Why wouldn't you?
I got a couple of things to tell about her, so.
Up top. Goes right to left. Nope.
Maybe you guys, if we end up having a first-time winner, there's been, I think, several first-time winners here at this tournament. Maybe you can scout around for that.
Okay.
I think it's 8.
To make sure that the tee times are like 8:23, 8:30, something, da, da, da. So to be there at least by 8 or quarter to 8. Oh, did he? Okay, good. Yeah. Sure. He said what? 7:15 in the lobby on Tuesday. Good. Yeah.
Go harder. Looking ball said it's coming home.
Uh-oh.
Water? In the water?
Gosh, I wish I knew what club she hit.
A birdie from off the green at the 13th gave Zhang Zhang a moment ago a share of the lead. Mi Hyun Kim on the tee at the 13th. Dottie Pepper, we'll get our look at her first.
From 160 yards, this is 7-iron for Dottie. Just wants to land it just on the front. It's 140 to the front, wants to land it just on there. Let it release on, back to the pin. Pin is tucked back left. Wind slightly behind the players.
Sure looked like she was set up wider to the right than she really wanted to be.
Just before that, the co-leader, Mi Hyun Kim, at 4 under. Tee shot on the 13th.
From 160 yards, this is an 8-iron. Seems to be going at the pin. Oh, long carry. Really long carry at the pin. 20 yards longer.
Second shot at the 14th of Ari Wan Glukiat. 6 shots off the lead.
Hold on.
35-footer for birdie coming up. Zhang Zhang.
Boy, she has such great tempo. Another good iron shot.
This is huge now because Zhang has a birdie putt and Kim is in the water on 13. As we see the course set up here at Columbia Edgewater, Gordon Kiyakawa. Poana greens. Tough to keep them perfectly smooth with 75 golfers coming down here at the end of the day.
Yeah, but they're still beautiful surfaces.
Can't blame it on the conditions. All right, Laura, Mi Hyun Kim.
Well, she's definitely landed on the bank, rolled back in. We can visibly see her ball, but it is way under the water. She's going to have to use one of her options. An LPGA official, Comet we call him, is walking over to give the ruling. Mr. Haley.
Must be pointing to where she thinks the ball is or where it landed.
Well, there was a marshal right here. There's no question where it landed. You know, when you're leading the tournament, you just don't want to make any silly mistakes.
Second to go at the par 5 12th, Annika Sorenstam.
Lucky that she has a shot at all coming off the hard pan
underneath the pine trees. No green to work with whatsoever. Just a very, very solid shot from there.
Oh, man. She's a magician.
All right, we get our first look at the dogleg right, par 4 15th. We find Marnie McGuire after the bogey at 14. She's 2 back.
Driven the ball through the fairway into the short rough. Actually, the second cut of rough. Ball looks like it's sitting down. Shot, she'll try and land it short and just let it run back up onto the green. Stay on the green now. Stay there. Okay. Pin high, some 50 feet, but it's on the green.
Let's get over and take a look at where we want to.
14th hole, Ari won Glucki a moment ago to try to get back to +1. Back live at the 12th.
Well, that was a tough read.
That for par for Annika. And now Zhang Zhang, 22 feet. This for a 1-shot lead for the moment. Remember, Kim in trouble on 13. Looking for her 4th straight birdie, but in reality, this 2-putt will probably give her the lead because of the troubles of Mi-Hyun Kim.
She's opted to keep that point between her and the hole, which is an option for this yellow water hazard. 35-yard little wedge here.
That's going to be for bogey. So Zhang Zhang is your leader by at least 1, possibly 2. For birdie, Dottie Pepper on the 13th.
I've always said that the speed is the most important thing on this, putting to a second level. So easy to let it get away from you.
Also on tape for birdie, Marnie McGuire to get within one of Zhang.
Good shot she hit from the left rough. Go, go.
Now live at the 13th.
Well, the good news about hitting a firm putt is you've seen what it does as it's gone by the hole, so this one will break left to right. This one's very fast.
Best putter on the LPGA Tour has not been able to get him to go home today. A moment ago, Mi-Hyun Kim's fourth shot.
Opting to use a putter because it's slick, better percentage.
Double bogey for Mi-Hyun Kim, and Zhang Zhang has a two-shot lead, just like that.
I know Kimmy watches the leaderboards a lot, but I'm wondering whether Zhang has even sniffed looking at it yet.
4 under for the day, 4 under for the tournament, but some very difficult holes ahead of Zhang Zhang if she's going to win for the first time.
I think if we get a cut 7-iron up in the wind.
You're looking at the 15th.
Okay. Just got that TV.
Ari-Wan Gukiet.
I was talking to Jonathan Yarwood, her instructor, actually the twins instructor. You know, these young ladies are 5'4" right now, but they have a 9.5 shoe, and they have big hands. And I said, how tall do you think they're going to get? And he says, I think they're going to be 5'11", 6 feet tall. And he says, what's good is that we see them 5 days a week. So we can see as they start getting taller and their body shapes change, that we'll monitor their golf swing throughout that. But he really believes they're going to be at least 6 feet tall. Beautiful setup, nice wide base. They hang their heart, and she hangs her hands down.
You don't have to carry everything. Okay.
Feet up. As we see Golf Pride tools of the trade for Ari-Wan Gukiet. Ever hit the Hanma Big LB?
No, I have not.
I think you're alone.
And the thing is that as she gets stronger, as both of them get stronger, they will change equipment. Length might get a little bit longer, maybe a little bit stiffer.
And as soon as they can start being paid for playing clubs, I dare say they might change as well. 15th hole, this is our leader by 2. Look out. It's never easy, is it?
Out of that rough, that ball squirted right, as you could see.
No free lunches out here on the LPGA Tour. Well, actually there are. There's a buffet, but speaking figuratively. 13.
Going with a 7-iron, Annika aiming on the right side of the screen, conservative side, perhaps a little further right than she would have liked. She gripped that 7 and it just took off.
She is hitting the ball much longer than we've seen in the past. Of course, the wind is blowing a little bit stronger there from behind the players.
That was a moment ago, as was this. Marnie McGuire tee shot the other back 9 par 3.
Has to throw this ball way up in the air because this green is very firm.
Second to go with the 14th, Mi-Hyun Kim.
She's just been hitting this driver so well. Another one split in the center of the fairway.
To go at the 13th, the bunker shot of Annika.
She knew after a tee shot this was not where she wanted to be. Downhill lie, back of the bunker. A green so firm, there's just no shot of keeping this on.
Keep it dry.
Well, it did stay dry. It's in the rough.
Hit it.
15th hole. Our leader by 2, Zhang Zhang.
Tough up and down here. Oh my.
The plot thickens.
Anything above that hole going back down is pretty fast.
Remember, she did not hit a very good bunker shot on the par 5 10th. Her third shot right around the green. And a difficult shot that was, but not her best. Par 3 16th, Marnie McGuire. Looks like Zhang's going to drop a stroke. Four feet up the hill for Marnie. Not bad. Well, we're taking you right down to the wire. Back with more of the back nine of the Safeway. Back at the Safeway, second to go, Mi Hyun Kim's approach at 14.
In the center, dead center of the fairway, 77 yards. Players expect that shot to release.
Also a moment ago, Annika's third shot on the par 3 13th.
Right now she just has to sell herself, try to chip this close and make a bogey.
Live at the 14th now.
Opting to use a putter here, she's got to putt it over this fringe to the right and judge the correct speed.
Oh, tough. Wow.
She hit such a great shot out of the trees, left trees to there, and quite unfortunate actually having that shot.
Sixteenth hole, just a second ago, you saw the second shot of Marnie McGuire. This to stay 2 under. Everyone's coming back toward level par. Remember, Zhang is 4 under, but she's got 45 feet from off the green for par on the 15th. She will do well to 2-putt from that position. So Zhang's lead is tenuous at best.
The way things are going, Charlotta and Sayri shouldn't leave town.
I was going to say. And you said that at the beginning. This is the kind of a day, kind of a tournament where you post a number and you keep crawling up the leaderboard as the afternoon wears on, as you're safe and sound inside the clubhouse. 14.
You'll leave another one short.
Well, she is the birdie leader on the LPGA Tour as of this week. You'd be a little surprised, I dare say, if she didn't at the very least give herself another couple of chances here coming in, although some difficult closing holes, as we said. Well, Zhang Zhang hit her 4th shot on the 15th to this point. This is for bogey to just lose 1.
Oh, what a save.
So her lead is down to 1 at -3. Kim at 2, McGuire, Pepper at 1, but Pepper with a long par putt. 16th hole, Ari won Glukiat. 3 events on the ladies tour. Once she played in the final grouping at the Nabisco, tied for the lead for this one.
Bad habit she has is taking the club back shut on the backswing. Let's just see if she takes that club slightly inside. Jonathan says it's one of her bad habits.
She also has a bad habit of really giving these ladies a scare. Bad habit for the rest of the players.
Well, that path was perfect. And obviously, as you can see, the ball was next to the hole.
Tied for the lead when the day started. +3 for the day, +2 overall. Now Dottie for par.
This for another par. She's had some difficult par putts. This one's a swinger too.
Oh.
This is the 16th again, and Zhang Zhang, our leader by 1. Look out left. What a break, actually.
Wow.
Dottie's got flubber in that putter. It just bounding off.
This putt for her bogey.
Might not want to ask for an autograph in the next half hour or so.
That is so unusual to see her do that.
A double bogey on the 17th yesterday. A double bogey on 14 today. She's back to +1. Tied for 4th. Zhang Zhang, our leader by 1, has missed the green on 16. Trying to become the 3rd rookie winner in the ladies tour this year. Dorothy Dellison and Grace Park have already won. And Zhang Zhang could make a late bid for Rolex Rookie of the Year. Like the other awards, it is a points-based award. Take a look at 6 through 10. 150 points for a victory. So Dorothy Dellison is still good shape here in terms of holding off Zhang, at least for this week. Now Annika is not out of Player of the Year points race. She'd get 30 points for a victory today, for example, although she's 4 shots off the lead at this point. She would virtually have to win 3 of the last 6 tournaments, including this week, and hope that the big thing would be that Kari would not get any more points. And I would say it's a lot more likely that Annika could win 3 times, that Kari wouldn't get any more points. So it looks like Kari is in the driver's seat there, and clearly Kari has played like the Player of the Year this year.
Kari will be playing next week in New Albany, coming back from Australia, where she was one of the torchbearers for the Olympics. Fortunately, I don't know if there was any coverage of that, but it had to be pretty exciting.
Greg Norman involved with that as well. To 15.
Dottie coming off a double bogey. Basically a 4-putt.
Even though it went through the fringe, that was a 4-putt.
Yes, it
for
was.
the LPGA's best statistical putter. Back we go to 16. How about this shot, Donna, our leader?
Well, looks
Some
like she
green.
has a lob wedge or a sand wedge, one of the two. Well, looks like it's sitting pretty nice.
Yes.
It's a lot of green to wear.
Expecting that ball to release out of there, but the one thing that the scorecard on her is that she needs to develop. She's only 20 years old. She needs to develop more shots. She doesn't have a real good shot pattern or shot chart, if you want to say.
This is Mi Hyun Kim at 15.
Position is big on this hole. This one looks good again. You know, her tee ball has just, you couldn't place it any better.
And long. Laura, how does she generate that much power from that body?
Well, she's real compact, but yet she's got some strength in there.
Also helps that she takes it so far back. I think she watched John Daly's Grip It and Rip It video. Not more game than Daly right now. Zhang Zhang, another test for par on 16.
Dead center. Oh, no, stop.
Well, she has a one-shot lead. She needs that putt to stay tied. Back to Annika.
Placed a wedge nicely below the hole. Uphill putt for birdie. Just can't buy a birdie since that 10th hole.
15.
From the center of the fairway, 128 yards. Big pitching wedge.
Almost too big. 40 feet, 35 feet for birdie for Kim. So you'll have Zhang and Kim at best for Zhang tied at 2 under. Zhang is guaranteed of dropping at least a stroke on the par 316. And like the gravitational pull of the moon, they're coming back to even par. Meanwhile, Dottie's approach.
From 123 yards, a little uphill, breezing the player's face. Dottie's pretty mad. She'd like to get this one close and make a birdie.
Well, don't count her out yet. If that goes in, she gets back to even. You know that Zhang is going to be at 2 at best. Meanwhile, Ari Wanglukiet.
Stay on line.
She's back to +1. Now, it is unlikely. She's only got 2 holes left, and those are 2 tough holes. But Kim's at 2 with a long birdie putt. Zhang has this for par. This to stay at 2 under. And that's not in. Kim is your leader by 1 now, after at least a double bogey for Zhang. And true, she didn't hit a great tee shot, but it wasn't the toughest pitch shot in the world, was
No,
it?
not at all.
She is 20.
And she still has this little putt left.
It's not.
And Marnie's still in it. Dottie's still in it.
A double bogey for Zhang. A 3-shot swing with Zhang and her playing competitor Ari Wanglukiet. So it's Kim at 2 under par. Lengthy birdie putt upcoming. Zhang at 1, McGuire at 1, Pak Wanglukiet, Pepper Sorenstam at 1. Now Kim.
And you've got 16, the 7th hardest, 17, the number 1 hardest, and 18, the 4th hardest, last 3 holes.
After checking this putt out from every possible angle, Miyu has a downhill, quite a slick putt from this little round circle green. Very flat. None of the undulations that the other holes all seem to have. There's no leaderboard around here. I'm sure she's unaware of what has happened on 16.
Wow. Be still my heart. A 2-shot lead.
Got the lead back, kid.
And Mi Hyun Kim, the reigning Rookie of the Year, is in the driver's seat with 3 to play.
So, Laura, you don't think she has any idea?
She just heard it. About 4 people in the gallery just said, "You got the lead back."
Yeah. There's no leaderboard on that green?
There's nothing. It's real quiet and real. And it's on the next hole, but she was in her own world, and she knows now, though. Dottie, I mean, she's oblivious to everything going on. Her desire to make this putt, you can feel it from where I am.
Well, any shot of winning probably rests on this puck for Dottie. And even then it doesn't.
There's just so much golf on these last few holes. Like Donna was saying, you just never know.
Not a surprise about Kim. I know Dottie's getting ready to putt, but Kim's finished 4th, 2nd, and 5th. in the last 3 weeks. Not a surprise. She's playing well.
There's just so much golf on these last few holes. Like Donna was saying, you just never know. Not a surprise about Kim. I know Dottie's getting ready to putt, but Kim's finished 4th, 2nd, and 5th in the last 3 weeks. Not a surprise. She's playing well. is for birdie to take Dottie to even par for the tournament.
Can you blame any of this on rust, ladies, for Dottie?
I would say yes, although, as I noted earlier, she doesn't feel good. She's sick to her stomach, has a headache from that bee sting from Friday. She still has some lingering pain from it.
17th hole, second shot of Marnie McGuire. Did not miss a fairway on day one and seemingly can't find a fairway now when it counts.
Front right bunker.
So much riding on this week's tournament, the Solheim Cup in 2 weeks. And Pat Bradley is mulling over her choices. Rosie, Dottie, Julie, they're all in. Got a couple of captain's picks for Pat Bradley, and the Solheim Cup captain's picks special comes up 8 o'clock Eastern time tonight, 5 o'clock local time. We will have her picks live on the Golf Channel. Our new leader by 2. Wild, volatile swing changes.
From 175 yards, as we saw yesterday, all the players want to do is land it on the front part of this green, let it release. This will be an 8-iron for me, you. Breeze blowing a little bit from the players left to right. Not very much, kind of still.
Still going. Beautiful shot.
Mi-Hyun Kim is your leader by 2. She has another birdie putt coming up on the 16th, a chance to pad her lead when we return. Back in Portland, 15th hole, Annika.
Beautiful little wedge shot. You touched such a tough little hole location to get close to.
Oh boy. She's not out of the mix. +1 right now. She'll pop that in, gets her to even.
Zhang Zhang after the double bogey at 16. Bogey, double bogey for Zhang Zhang. A 2-shot lead is now a 2-shot deficit. Safely in position on 17, however, and that's half the battle.
Yeah,
tough hole.
Getting it in the fairways. #1 objective.
Okay, 16. Laura?
Here at 16, Dottie studying her putt. Should break from the players left to right. Still looking for that elusive birdie. Dottie at +1. If she could get to even, these last 2 holes still have some play in them. She has just not made anything in the last few holes at all.
Well, the true competitor that she is totally forgetting that 4-putt.
Yeah, it's time to take the lid off this hole and start making some.
Another missed opportunity for Dottie as we check in with Marnie McGuire. 2 off the lead, time running out, tough shot.
Very tough. Has to keep the ball up there real high. Now that ball's going to roll all the way down.
1 point with within about 8 feet, and here it comes. It's going to be 25 feet plus. 30 feet, 35. That was a moment ago, now live for par.
Get up.
Wrong side of the hole.
It was live when it happened. That was also recorded. And so she'll drop a stroke. But remember, the story of McGuire, as we told you, is her place on the money list, 126th. Even with the 3rd or 4th place finish, she secures her tour card in full exempt status for next year. Now our leader by 2, Kim, with a chance to go to a 3-shot lead.
What's so impressive is even with the lead, she's taking her time, going through her routine. This a left to right, slightly uphill putt for 2. 2 on this par 3.
I don't know if she pulled that or she set it up left.
This green has always looked like it broke more than it did to me.
Well, it's not a long putt, but it's enough to maybe make you do it, to maybe mark it, line it back up.
Well, she didn't hurry. You know, she goes through, she looks at this green and she goes through her routine, like I said earlier, and it's just, you know, when you're winning the tournament, everybody tends to hurry, and it's very impressive. She's taking her time.
We will have to get a tailor, though, for her pants. They're just maybe a tad long.
Well, you know, these capris, though, you know, they don't have to be any length at all. You know, when I said she was a cute thing, I mean, that's just a mom talking. These young ladies are just that, ladies, but they're just so nice to see the spirit and the enthusiasm of the young players.
She probably will not wind up 5'11" or 6 feet, will she?
No.
Like the one. Okay. Just
Well, you remember when Sandra Palmer was out there? She wasn't tall, and she was just a heck of a great player. Still is.
Safely in. Shot on the par 4 17th of Zhang Zheng, 2 back.
All the way back, 29 paces, 6 from the right. Play it to the right, we'll swing back, just like this. Look at this shot. That is tremendous.
Moment to go at the par 3 16th, Annika.
She's been hitting her irons so nicely today. In between clubs, going with the 7-iron. 7-iron, Donna.
I know.
She just stripes this thing, lands it right where she wants to.
As you saw her score, Annika did not make that short putt for birdie at 15. As you see, Ari Wan Bukiet on the 17th. Look out.
Oh, no.
Oh, my. She's halfway home to Bradenton back there. Kim goes to the difficult 17th. Zhang with a birdie putt from about 8 feet when we return to Portland. Just a moment ago on the tee at the par 4 17th, our leader by 2.
With the driver, but this doesn't seem like the right play, especially as far as she hits it.
This ball's going way right.
Oh my.
There's a creek over there.
Watch that ball. There it goes.
Oh.
Into the bush, and unless she's packing a weed eater, she's going to be taking an unplayable lie.
Well, that's in the water hazard. That would just be a one shot and drop penalty.
I'm just so surprised because she really didn't need it. Hit a 3-wood down the middle of the fairway, especially it's such a tough driving hole. I know she hits her driver well, but I think there comes a point where you don't need to be that aggressive.
Laura, give us the lay of the land. She's in and 1, out and 2. What about her 3rd shot?
Hitting 3. She doesn't have a very good 3rd shot either. She can go back as far as she wants, keeping that point between her and the hole, though.
All right, well, Kim surveys a most unpleasant situation. Marnie McGuire, even par, but with life, thanks to Kim's troubles on 17, her approach on the closing hole.
Big shot if she could get this ball close. You like it? Trying to get it to hook a little.
She'll have a putt at it. Oh my. Look at Michelle McGann. Well, let's look at Michelle McGann just a second ago. I have a feeling I know where this is going to wind up, but I'd like to see it happen. That will take McGann back to +3 and into a tie for 11th. Kim in the water. And as Laura pointed out, it's not just in the water, but not much of an angle toward the green.
Kim kept looking at that bush that Laura said her ball was in, sort of like, I could hit it, can I hit it?
Meanwhile, Pepper playing with Mihune.
Also in trouble with this tree. He has to hit something low and punch it out toward the front of the green.
There you see Kim surveying her situation.
For instance, she can go back in here if she wants to. She can just stand right in the bush.
Angus McKenzie.
But you must feel it till you stand. You can't move it.
Dr. Livingston
Better
down
you
there.
stand. Right. You just walk in and take
the club.
stand.
She can just place the club.
Ari Van Glukiet up by the green.
What a shot. Stay up on top. Oh. Oh.
It's been fun to watch her this week, hasn't it?
It sure
Play
has.
so well. You figure there are 3 players in the field right now who have bettered her score.
If it wasn't for the 3 bogeys that her sister made coming in, Nari would have made the cut also.
All right, huge putt for Marnie McGuire. This to post a total of 215, 1 under par.
Now I know she's probably looked at that board and she's thinking, okay, let me just try and tie for second. But not knowing that Kim's in trouble, she runs this in, we could have a playoff.
She runs this in, she can win outright. Break toward the water?
Yes, it does. Stay on line. Good putt.
Good solid round of even par 72 for Marnie McGuire. 74, 70, 72, and she is your clubhouse leader. Again, made that putt, that little brush in. Back to the 17th, and Ari Van Glukiet for her par to stay +1.
Zhang has a birdie putt. About 8 feet. Laura, what about Mi-Hyun Kim? What's she thinking about here?
Well, her drop is so bad. Her drop would be back in some trees that she's opting to try to, well, she's talking about hitting it, trying to hit it out in the fairway. She's in the middle of one of those little weed bushes that's about a foot around in a little circle. She cannot see the ball from when she takes her stance. She asked the rules official how much of the grass she could touch on the way back. She's figured out what she's allowed to do. She's called the official back in. This is a real risky move.
Laura, could she hurt herself here?
Where did it cross the line?
No, I just really question whether she's got enough strength to get out of this thing.
It had to cross straight. Right.
Meanwhile, Jiang Zhang with Ari behind the green having to pitch on. You got to wonder if Jiang Zhang saw what Mi-Hyun Kim's dealing with back in the fairway. Huge putt for Zhang to get within 1.
Swing to her left.
Looked good the entire way. Broke underneath the hole at the last moment. At the very least, she stops that bogey train, double bogey on 15 and 16. 1 under, might be tied for the lead by the time Kim finishes this hole. We'll just wait here. Zhang 1 under, Kim currently 3 under but in trouble, and Ari now this 4.5 footer to stay, or actually to drop to +2.
Because Ari and Nari are so identical. Ari wears a Winnie the Pooh necklace, although she has her shirt buttoned up all the way up, so there's no way you could see it. But she wears a Winnie the Pooh, and her sister wears a gold N. That's how a lot of people can tell them apart. 5'4", 120 pounds, 9.5 shoe size.
Some of the best bogeys I've ever seen this week.
Yeah.
About yesterday on the 18th, hit it into the water, pitched on to about 25 feet, made that.
Nothing but that.
Now Mi-Hyun Kim.
She's opted to take 2 club lengths and add 1. That's one of her options here. I think that's a brilliant move. I just don't think she was strong enough to move that ball, and that could end up in huge numbers.
Now, Laura, she's going to drop it, and it will roll down that hill, obviously.
Right, she drops it twice. If it rolls back in the hazard, then she places it in the exact spot where the ball landed originally when it first hit the ground.
Well, she takes that drop. We remind you, coming up on Monday, we have the Delta Celebrity Challenge from Kiowa Island Resort, the ocean course. The Legend of Bagger Vance, the golf movie. Some of the footage shot at Kiowa. While Kim waits, we go to the tee at 18, and Jiang Zhang currently 2 back. Kay Cockle has picked up this group. Kay?
Well, we've talked about it all week, how important a tee shot this is at 18. Trees on both sides, fairway bunker that comes into play. Not leaking a little right.
Oh, missed that bunker. Roll right back down on the fairway.
Same drive as on the last one.
Safely in the fairway, Jiang Zhang. Can't say the same for Mi-Hyun Kim. We'll come back to her situation on 17 after this. Back at the 17th, where a moment ago Mi-Hyun Kim, her 3rd shot.
just punching out, has no shot. That's why she tried so hard to hit it out of that water. Hazard. 114 yards. This is just a wedge. This back pin placement.
Up and down for a double bogey and a share of the lead. If she pitches that in, it's a bogey. If she gets it up and down, it's a double. If she doesn't, it's a triple bogey.
She was lucky it didn't bury underneath the lip in that bunker.
Who wants to win the Safeway? Now Dottie, third shot.
This is Dottie's third shot. You remember she had to, before Miyu Kim had all her complications over there, Dottie had to punch out below a tree. This is her third shot to this par 4. Just a little under 100 yards, and the pin is in the back level.
This becomes a huge shot here. I mean, if she gets up and down and saves her par, she goes to the 18th, still with a shot.
And you can't count Dottie out. She's a real grinder.
Or Annika.
That's true.
Watch it. Long par putt for Dottie as we remind you that the Lindy German Masters comes up this coming week, Thursday, 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Today, Lee Westwood won in Belgium and takes over the top spot on the European Tour Order of Merit. And Monty's 7-year itch looks like it might be scratched this year. As we go back to 17 live now, 5th shot.
Kim's doesn't have a bad lie over here, a lot of green to work with. You know, because these greens are so firm, the players try to hit just as little amount of club as they can, so they just land on and release, and obviously she played it a little shy.
She had a little bit of a scare earlier in the year where she hurt her shoulder and had to take some time off, went to a Chinese acupuncturist and a Korean chiropractor to get herself back on track.
And she was told to sit out.
To lay off for the rest of the year, and she just wasn't going to do that.
She also had the LASIK surgery earlier this year.
Yes.
All she did was go shoot a course record the next week. It's in New Jersey.
She'll just want to get this chip shot running as soon as possible. The ball will go a little bit from the players right to left. It's uphill, but once it starts going left, it does pick up speed.
That's right. Good pitch. Oh. So she will drop at least 2. If that goes in, she's back into a tie for the lead at 1 under. Let's check back in with at least our co-leader, Zhang Zhang. Kay?
Could not have asked for a better position to hit your second shot in. 120 yards from the right-hand side of the fairway. Great yardage, great angle. Oh, she landed that about 1.5 yards, 2 yards short. If that carried a little bit further, would have been perfect.
Now Ari.
Well, if you live in the Wanglukiat world, you're used to deja vu. Pretty close to where she was yesterday. This time just opting to punch out, try to get up and down for par.
Well put. Back we go to 17.
For Dottie's par, this putt is like a roller coaster. You go uphill, and then it breaks hard right to left, and then goes downhill. It's one of those ones that you might see at miniature golf, but it's She's been there before. She'll try to get a nice little speed on this putt. The only problem is, you know, she wants to win, so that means has to hold it.
Oh.
Can't accuse her of being timid in the back nine with her putter.
In this position, she had to give it a little bit of a run.
So the situation is Zhang Zhang on the 18th has 2 putts to finish at 1 under. And Kim, of course, has this short putt for a double bogey to drop back to -1.
Pat still has to be pretty happy that Dottie has been in contention, especially after being off for 2 months and not hitting a golf ball for a month with a bad back. Even though she struggled a little bit today, she is going over to Loch Lomond early to get acclimated to the cool and the dampness and really work hard on her game. She's not playing next week in Columbus or New Albany.
Don't make all those putts this week. Save some for Loch Lomond, right?
Pat likes her fiery attitude. Who doesn't? She can be my partner anytime.
This putt for her 5 on this par 4. Hardest hole in the course.
Let's say.
Bogey drops Dottie back to +2. The back nine has played tougher all week. And you get to these last 3 holes and it's hang on for dear life. This is not a gimme, is it, Laura?
No, this separates the winners from the second placers. This is what it's all about. You know, you see how good your nerves are here. Right, Donna?
Yes, ma'am.
This is to stay tied.
If this goes in, it feels so good. If it misses, you just want to scream.
Zhang Zhang is your leader. A triple bogey at least. And Zhang Zhang has a birdie putt on the 18th with no idea of what's happened to Mi Hyun Kim.
Golf's an incredible game. You just never know.
Laura, when Mi Hyun Kim was going through the machinations of trying to make the drop, did you happen to spy if Zhang Zhang up on the green was looking back at her at all?
I do not know.
Okay.
There's quite a few people. There's a nice gallery out here, so I'd be surprised if she could see what was going on. She might have heard.
That was back about 10 minutes ago when Ari Wanglukia was trying to pitch onto the green. So a triple bogey 7 from Mi Hyun Kim. And then there was 1 under par. Zhang Zhang.
Zhang played 97 and 98 Korean women's national team and actually played with Kim.
4th shot for Ari Wanglukia.
Pitched it over the green. This is a tough bunker shot. She has, I think, a decent lie. Green sloping away. Caught that thinly. But those thin shots do have a bit of spin. Will stay just on the green. Well, not the finish that Ari was looking for.
In terms of those who could win, remember Annika Sorenstam is still playing 17. If she birdies 17 and 18, unlikely though it is, she could get to 1 under. Annika's +1.
Well, Zhang's caddy, Lionel Matichuk, is a seasoned caddy out here. Donna, he caddied for Mi Hyun Kim when she won last year. And I'm sure he was checking out the action behind. They had not updated this leaderboard as of yet.
But then it's a matter of, here you have a rookie, 20 years old. Do you tell her what went on, or do you just let her go?
I think you let her go right now, although hopefully he's telling her, you know, try to put a good stroke on this, but let's not get too crazy with this putt.
Right. Just get the ball around the hole.
Because it's not an easy putt. I mean,
she could 3-putt from there.
She's in excess of 25 feet. She does have, she is below the hole, so she can control the speed a lot better than if she were pin high. But it has a fair amount of break from right to left. She has to hit this high enough so that it doesn't take a hard turn and end up 3 or 4, 5 feet away on the low side.
She's already had 4 top 10 finishes this year.
Just enough to add a gray hair or two to that 20-year-old head. This has got a little movement to it, doesn't it, Kay?
Of Ari Wanglukiewicz?
I'm sorry, of Zhang, what she's got left. Is that?
Oh, yeah, it will move a little to the left, but from that distance, surely not as much. I mean, she could keep it at the edge or inside firm.
Okay. Suddenly, Mi-Hyun Kim in second place on the tee a moment ago at 18.
The shot placement is very important. Wow, just an awesome drive. Where was that on 17?
She put a new shaft in this driver, a much lighter shaft, and she's gained some 20 or 25 yards with it.
There's your updated leaderboard. Well, if you went to get a cold beverage from the fridge, here's what you missed. Marnie McGuire had a 3-shot lead. Mi-Hyun Kim's had a 3-shot lead. Jong Jang has had a 2-shot lead today. Charlotta Sorenstam was 1 under with about 4 holes to play. Her sister Annika playing the 17th and likely needs to make this and then try to birdie 18. Don't like your chances from here.
Well, we saw Marnie McGuire's shot. Didn't get it quite high enough and rolled all the way down to the lower tier. You have to set this up way to the right of that hole. It's got to carry.
Go mark it. Her playing competitor Donna Andrews, meanwhile, has not had a good day, playing in the final twosome, +7 today, +6 overall, and she is currently tied for 31st. It looked like it was going to be her best finish of the year, but that tie for 19th earlier will, it appears, remain her best finish. Well, although a lot of positive to build from.
Yes, and talking to Donna, I had her dislocated her left shoulder. She's going to have it checked by some doctors here at the end of the season.
To 18. Double bogey for Ari. A round of 77. Tie for 13th. But again, serving notice. Get your wins while you can, ladies.
Grant, as I got up here close to the green, yeah, this is no gimme. This is just under 3 feet. It will have a little move to the left. Oh, this is a nerve-wracking type of putt.
Kind you brush in on Tuesday and Wednesday.
And wish you'd practice them more heartily.
Marnie McGuire can go home. Your new clubhouse leader is Yang Zhang. Mi-Hyun Kim needs a birdie to force a playoff in Portland. On the 18th, a moment ago, Dottie Pepper's approach.
From 142 yards, just an 8-iron in here. Going to the fat part of the green.
Yeah, get pin high.
Sit, sit.
Annika for her par on the 17th. Just stayed up on the top part of that ridge.
We know how much this thing turns. Wow, what a putt. Oh.
Well, she could hole out from the fairway. We've seen crazier things. That would be pretty crazy, though. Mi-Hyun Kim has to birdie to force a playoff.
From 137 yards, perfect 9-iron for Mi-Hyun Kim. She's going right at the pin.
It ain't over. Two impressive pars on 17 and 18 to finish at -1. Now Pepper on 18.
With not a chance to win, but it would really be nice to make a birdie here on the last hole. Big swing right to left. You see how Dottie plays it way up there on that right-hand side. Come on, Dottie.
5 players began the day tied at 1 under. None of the 5 will finish there. And now the moment of truth.
This is so exciting. This is what, this is what golf's all about. This is a real fast putt, but right now her thought is to make it. Should fall a little bit to the player's right.
You see her looking at her yardage book. She charts the greens as all the players do. Which side of the green breaks which direction. If there's any grain in the green, which way is it going?
Caddy helping her from far back there. He's real low, checking out any grain or anything that might have actually grown through the day. Sometimes the greens change a little bit, afternoon to morning situations. Seven or 8 footers straight downhill. Good thing about a downhill putt, Donna, is all you have to get it started on the right line and just let it go.
I will not be surprised if she makes this.
Joanne Carner always said, the putt she wanted to win, the putt she wanted to win a tournament was a downhill, just like this.
How good is that? The LPGA leader in birdies has 1 left on the 18th hole, and we're going to at least a 2-woman playoff.
Well, as I said earlier, Jang and Kim played together 97-98 on the Korean women's national team, so they know each other very well.
I think it deserves a 3-play. An instant 3-play. And Mi-Hyun Kim gets just the 7th birdie of the day on the 18th hole. Two players, it appears, will finish under par. Annika Sorenstam, we told you that she'd have to hole out from the fairway. And if you had to have someone hole out from the fairway,
Yes.
it's not likely for anyone to do it.
Well, I'm also going
But-
to say it wouldn't surprise me if she doesn't hold it out. If she'd hold it out.
It would surprise me, but if I had to pick a player or two, give me Annika. She's
She's
posing.
posing.
She just had to give us that little heart skip. She knew it. We have a playoff. Zhong Zhang and Mi-Hyun Kim. They're going to extra holes, the first playoff since 1992.
The Golf Channel's presentation of the Safeway LPGA Golf Championship has been brought to you by Buick. See your Buick dealer today for a great deal in closeout cash on all 2000 model Buicks. By Ping, the new custom-fit Ping i3 irons and fairway woods. Ping, like no other club in the world. By The Villages, Florida's friendliest retirement hometown. And by Cobra, technology to go long.
Annika Sorenstam nice enough to back off at the last moment so we could catch this putt live. This is to make it 4 players who finished par or better this week.
Just saw Kimmy's putt. Will move to the right. Obviously, it's fast.
73 for Annika Sorenstam. Misses a chance to match Kari Webb with her 6th victory of the season. And there is your leaderboard. Zhang and Kim, 1 under par, 215. Last golfer left in regulation is Donna Andrews. That's good to see.
Donna said she wanted to just go out and have a good time. She's still the right shoulder is still in a lot of pain.
Well, that final twosome plays the 18th in 6 strokes as we head down greenside and find Kay Cockrell with Ari Wangluki at Kay.
Thanks, Grant. Unfortunately, Ari's a little bit disappointed from today, but she's been so nice to talk with us. All in all, has this been a fun week for you?
Yeah, it's been fun, you know, been tied for the lead, you know, going to the last day. It was a lot of fun, good experience.
You've experienced everything, that tie for the lead, and then some mistakes out there. What have you learned from this week?
Just, you know, the importance of hitting the fairways and the greens, really, you know. I didn't quite hit too many fairways today as I would have liked, but, you know, I think I scrambled quite well, so.
Is there a shot, a particular shot, or maybe a certain putt or a type of shot that you think you need to work on to take your game to that next little level?
Yeah, I think some more, pretty much imaginations around the greens, really. You know, hitting those, you know, high soft shots or those, you know, low punch shots under the trees and stuff like that, pretty much.
Did you find that you had some mental battles out there trying to keep yourself focused and keep yourself positive?
Yeah, I think I was trying to force things a little coming in, but, you know, obviously golf doesn't work that way. You know, you can't force things, but probably hopefully learn from it.
Do you think you'd like to continue playing 2 to 3 LPGA events a year?
Yeah, I think it's a good learning experience, really, to go into each one. You know, I feel more comfortable than I was last time, so hopefully, you know, get to play in a few more.
Well, you certainly looked very comfortable out there, and you were a treat to watch. Thank you so much for participating. Good luck to both you and Nari.
Thanks.
Grant?
All right, Kay, thanks. Even with a double bogey on the last hole, only 12 players played better this week than Ari Wanglukia. We still have some matters to settle here in Portland. Jang and Kim go back to the 18th hole for a playoff in Portland. Welcome to Generation Next on the Ladies Tour. Jeong Jang, age 20, in her first playoff on the LPGA Tour, and Mi-Hyun Kim, all of 23, a two-time winner. We go to the tee at the 18th.
Obviously, this has been a very positive hole for both players. Jeong Jang played it very nicely from the tee. Hit a beautiful drive, bombed it down there, down the right center. This one looks to be down the center. Oh, just perfect.
Laura Barr will follow Mi-Hyun Kim in this playoff.
After a birdie on this hole just moments ago, got to have some positive vibes starting here.
Laura, how about triple bogey birdie to finish your final round?
That's a very exciting up and down, and she's got to be a little tired this evening.
Pretty impressive.
She's been hitting this tee ball so well, with the exception of 17 earlier. Gowrie likes it.
Gorilla!
Oh, just a lovely shot. Boy, they're right out there together.
That's large.
She murdered that thing.
They missed the nickname, though. The nickname's Peanut. Somebody called it Gorilla. Well, we do have the Solheim Cup. The Safeway LPGA Golf Championship, Jeong Jang and Mi-Hyun Kim in the fairway.
Jeong Jang first to hit. She has 5 yards farther than she had in regulation. 115 to the front, 125 total.
You got it.
Going a little right. I don't think she caught that really solidly, Donna.
Well, that's
sounded a teeny heavy.
Almost the same spot, although her first time around it hopped up onto the green.
And she had a better angle that first time, too.
Mi-Hyun Kim from almost 20 yards ahead just annihilated this drive. She only has 95 to the front, 105 to the pin. This is just a wedge for her. Very still out here. No breeze to speak of.
You telling me we're looking at about 270 off the tee there?
It's huge. I mean, she gets so much clubhead speed.
It's big.
Dead center, too. Not only is it long, but it's right in the center of this fairway.
Might be up to the hole, but it's not an easy putt from that side.
Give her credit after the wayward drive on the 17th. She's taken out driver in regulation and here in the playoff on 18 and bombed it.
Well, this is kind of a tough shot just because the grass is very tight lie.
Stub
Have
it.
to be really, really precise. Easy to hit this shot thin, I think. Wants to keep it below the hole.
Wow.
Nicely judged.
Donnie, you can't really discount the victories overseas, can you, when it comes to this type of situation? Or
Absolutely
can you?
not. You talk about Kim. We talked about the 2 wins she had last year. Had 9 wins in Korea on the Korean LPGA Tour, and then Jang having 5 over there. Just 20 years old, and I'm sure these 2 young ladies have gone head-to-head before in their home country.
Much bigger stage, Laura, but still, as Mi-Hyun Kim lines this up, these ladies have won before.
Yes, they have probably played a lot together, and this putt Kim's got for birdie here is a big swinging right to left, fast, and you want to get it up there. It's a speed putt, but it's at least a couple feet.
You know, Kim wanted to play other sports, but she was so little. It's only 5'1", and I think that's stretching it. I'm not sure that she is. But her parents had to talk her into playing golf, and she didn't want to do that. She wanted to play with the rest of the kids, and so she started playing golf at age 11, and then here we are.
Well, she definitely knows the speed of this putt. She had one, you know, for birdie earlier, a different angle, but nevertheless above the hole. Like we spoke earlier, she's goes through her routine, a little deliberate, making sure everything's set before she putts. This for birdie and to win.
I think she's outside Jean.
Yeah, maybe.
She is away.
That's forgivable, though, Laura, isn't it, from up there?
It's not a putt you can get. You know, if it goes in, great, but you can't give it a run. I mean, it just picks up speed past the hole. This one will also have quite a bit of break to it, right to left.
Well, she told me this morning she worked very hard till dark last night because she just had such a hard time yesterday with the speed of the greens.
You know, earlier the putt she made for birdie, she had to make, so she went ahead and hit that one. This one, you know, you'd like to make, but you want to make par.
This week has seemed like a certain hit show on another network. We'll see who survives here on 18. Really difficult to grasp how difficult that 2-putt was when you're watching it on television. And now, Kay, the focus shifts to Zhang.
Well, we're in a match play situation, and if Jang has prepared herself properly, she mentally has already made this putt several times.
And she expected, if she's a good match play player, expected Mi-Hyun to make hers.
Right. You don't want to have any surprises.
They go to 16, the par 3, if Zhang makes this. A couple of pretty solid pars. And sudden death continues at the Safeway. Back to the par 3 16th. Where Zhang double bogeyed about 45 minutes ago. Back in a bit. Well, as the players make their way to the par 3 16th, this is all Pat Bradley needs, isn't it? Just one more, just yet another delay, as if she wasn't having a tough enough time.
But it's giving her a few more minutes to make her decision.
I mean, you could wait till like the 2002 Solheim Cup in Interlaken. Well, Betsy King told me this is the first time she's been in this position of having to make a strong finish to make the team. She had been in position each of the previous 5 cups, and she was nervous. Beth Daniel was nervous. Brandy, these
I should send
grizzled veterans were nervous.
I should send all my notes over to Pat because I've got some notes for her.
All right, to the 16th, and of course, Zhang Zhang will retain honors throughout the playoff.
I don't think she has too good of memories of this hole.
No.
But good thing is she knows she can improve upon it. This a 5-iron. Lost it up in the sun. Oh, this may work out very nicely. That's how you have to play. You have to land it short and hope it releases.
That one unfortunately didn't jump up as much as she would have liked, but it's still below the hole and it's on the green.
This 175-yard hole has changed a little bit. The breeze is a little left to right now. Kim with a 5-iron.
She's pulled that, I think. No, it's fine.
A reminder as they make their way to the 16th green that Manuel De La Torre is the guest with Peter Kessler. Academy Live next Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. For more information, including a headshot of Peter Kessler, go to thegolfchannel.com. Putts on the 16th and the second sudden death hole when we return. The shadows falling on Columbia Edgewater Country Club as Zhang Zhang lines up this birdie attempt on the 16th.
I think it's nice in this situation if you can putt first. It'd be a little more ideal she had a shorter birdie putt. This one is close to 35 feet. This green, however, is relatively flat. Do not have to be so nervous about 2 or 3 feet of break.
Kay, did the sun to shadow ever bother you?
No, no, not in this situation. I usually used an edge of the shadow line as a spot. Oh, that's a good 3.5 feet by. Of course, as pure as these greens are, those 3-footers feel more like 1.5, 2 footers.
Now, would you have putted out if you?
No, not in that situation, I don't think. Because, you know, worst scenario would be that you might miss it, and then you give her free rein to win easily. I think you still, right now, Kim feels like she has to make this to win.
Kim, not on the exact same line, but definitely learned something from that putt, from at least the speed. The air's a little thicker, it's a little damper. Greens might be slightly slower than they were earlier.
That's not it either. Programming note, as we reach 8 o'clock Eastern Time, 5 o'clock on the West Coast, this was to be the time we began the Solheim Cup Captain's Pick Special. We will keep it here in Portland. Stand by for Golf Central. When we're done in Portland, we're going to keep it here. Instead of breaking for Golf Central, we're going to keep it here after the playoff. We will announce the captain's picks, Pat Bradley's captain's picks, and then we'll send it to Golf Central. But first things first.
Donna, Zhang by no means meant to run that 3.5 close to 4 feet by, but under these conditions, playoff, Chance to win her first LPGA event. It's hard to control the speed.
Oh, very much so.
Your hands are shaking. I don't care who you are.
And you're forgetting to breathe because you're so nervous.
You just hope your autopilot is working well.
Yeah. She might still be away. No. Yes.
Well,
I think she might be in match play mode, wondering if she can indeed finish out. Kim is outside, but Jang wants to go ahead and finish this off.
if this was a rental car, the light would have just gone on, door ajar. Just 2 feet from Kim and the victory, pending this putt. Don't want to see it end like this, but now Kim is left for the victory.
One of the things that comes to mind is patience. You know, sometimes you just want it so badly that you are a little bit aggressive, more aggressive than you planned. This putt breaks a little right to left. She's made a lot of these in her short life. She's made a lot of them today. None more difficult than this one.
Does this do anything, Laura?
Very little. Slightly downhill.
For the victory. So much for the sophomore jinx. Mi-Hyun Kim survives a triple bogey on the 70th, or rather the 53rd hole. Birdie's the last, pars the second playoff hole, and she is your 2000 Safeway LPGA champion.